Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check the video out today. Really appreciate that. And guys, today we're going to pose the question, is Bassmaster and MLF being honest with everybody about their ratings that they have and their viewership numbers that they're putting out? This is a topic that you've been hearing a lot about this here the last couple months before, because they've been putting out stuff about, our numbers that are all-time high and this and that. And there's a lot of people that are pretty, they have a lot of doubt surrounding the legitimacy of that. So we're going to have a little talk about that in today's video, and obviously get curious to get your guys' opinion. That's the main thing that I want in this video, is I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on if you think they're being honest with the numbers here in today's video. Also, guys, just a quick invitation to check out the fall sales going on at Tackle Warehouse right now. They got a bunch of good deals on tackle for fall fishing season. I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description of the video if you guys want to check some of those sales out, and using the link's a good way to support the channel, so I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, first of all, this is I'm not making any accusations, towards dishonesty on MLF and Bassmaster. This is speculation on my part and the part of other people out there based upon some things we've been seeing. Now, one of the things I've noticed the last couple of weeks, I've talked to a couple of my buddies that fish the Bassmaster Elite Series and the MLF Bass Pro Tour, who have lost major sponsorships, that decided not to renew contracts for 2025. And there's been rumors circulating around that General Tire has dropped out of MLF as a title sponsor. That nothing's been announced on that yet, so a lot of that stuff's up in the air. But when you have anglers that have lost their contracts, a lot of times those same companies tend to pull out of the tournament support as well. So let's talk a little bit about if the viewer, the numbers that they're throwing around as far as their impressions and their viewerships are actually honest. Guys, I am I'm highly skeptical that they are. Here's a couple different things on there. A lot of times, you don't really know what they consider a view. If they're saying, okay, our viewership's up such and such percent, or we've got this and that, does that mean if somebody went onto the website and say clicked on one of their favorite anglers to see how they're doing in the tournament, and that's all they're interested in, is that considered a view? If that, is that in their mind, is that a view? Because that view, by doing that, basically has zero value to any type of a sponsor. So one of the things that you've noticed in this is you've noticed that, and this has gone on for a lot of years, but you notice that tournament organizations will put together some type of a proposal, and they have an offering that they make to potential sponsors. Because I've been fortunate enough to sit on some of this too. I've been privy to some of that, and they throw out all these numbers and all this, really slick, well put together presentations of what the organization can do for a sponsor. And if a lot of people don't know better, it looks very attractive, but the telling sign on it is if they can retain those sponsorships over a long term. And when you see sponsors sign a contract and then drop out a year, 2, 3 years after that, that means that they are not getting a return on their investment. It's not what it seems to be, and that's what we've sort of seen in the sport a little bit. Now, there's maybe a couple different reasons for this. In my opinion, it's LiveScope. I just think there's so much smoke and mirrors behind these numbers and viewership numbers when it comes to trying to tie LiveScope into increasing viewership. I think that has been a huge detriment to any type of tournament organization. People have made it very well known that they just don't want to see LiveScope and viewerships. And then a lot of people would try to tie it into the economy, which doesn't make any difference, because the stock market is at record highs. We're breaking record highs on the stock market every month. If you got a 401k right now, you're killing it. If you're invested in the stock market right now, you're killing it. Corporate America, the non-endemic side, that's no excuse whatsoever, because they're doing really, really good, better than they ever have been. So that only leads me back to think that it's the product. It's not the economy that has anything to do with it. It is the product that the organizations are putting it out that simply can't follow through what they promised to within their presentations. So I'd be curious to know that, and like I said, this is speculation on my part. I just, they're not going to share those details with the public, but I just want to know what you guys think of it from a third-party perspective, like what I'm looking at it from, I've heard a lot of this. I'm not the only one, guys. I hear people talking all the time that they think the numbers are skewed, and they don't know if they can believe it or not. But like I said, the metal meets the road, or the rubber meets the road when it comes to the retainable years that a sponsor stays with an organization. Because if you're invested and you're a partnership with the Bassmaster MLF, and you're providing a really good return on the investment to those particular partners that you have, they have no reason to leave, because they're reaching a really specific target market. But if you're not, if they can't, if there's nothing that they can see that justifies that expense, and they're not seeing a return on that investment, that's why you see them dropping out. So anyway, just some food for thought, guys. Main thing, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that they're being straight with everybody? Do you think they're not? And what do you think the best alternative is? I think the best alternative is to get rid of freaking LiveScope. If you get rid of LiveScope and you start having a product, your television show is a product, of seeing guys, burn a spinnerbait next to a laid on down tree and have a big one come out on it, or some guy working a glide bait 6 inches under the water and see a big old hog cup underneath it, or some guy flipping a big jig in a flooded bush and hauling that fish out of there. I can promise you that's going to draw more viewers than some guy weenie worming around out in the middle of the lake staring at a video screen with a forward facing minnow. So let me know what you guys think. We'll talk later.